GOP consultant Paris Dennard and journalist Charles Kaiser went on CNN to discuss Donald Trump. Now, Kaiser, you're going to see here, he's the white guy. He's a liberal, and he's going to light into Trump. And then Paris is he's a black conservative. But watch what Kaiser says and how Brooke Baldwin, the CNN host, reacts.
I want to give him a little advice for the future if he does not want to stimulate the alt-right. First thing, he should never retweet someone with the name White Genocide who lists his address as Jew America. That's what he did in February. He should never ask his supporters again to give the Nazi salute, which he did at a rally in March. That's not a good idea. In July, I think it was a mistake
to retweet. When did he say that?
In March, he asked his supporters to raise and pledge their support to his candidacy and promised to vote for him.
Okay.
There's plenty of video of that. Find that. And then, of course, in July, he retweeted an image of his opponent with the six-pointed Jewish star on it. I thought that was a mistake. But we have bigger problems here. Also in July, you know, he selected as his vice president the most homophobic man in American public life, a person who believes that gay people actually do not have the right to exist. And then, you know, if you don't want to support the alt-right, don't choose as a White House counselor a man who uses the word nigger, whose wife says that he did not want his daughters to go to a school with too many Jews. And don't choose as an attorney general a man who calls the NAACP an un-American organization, and who we learned in The Guardian today went so far as to prosecute
Charles,
two of the people.
Just hang on a second. I appreciate you going through all of this, but please don't use the N-word on my show.
I'm sorry. Well, I never use the N-word except when I'm quoting someone who's been appointed by the president to serve in the Oval Office, since this is such a disgusting moment in our history.
I think Senator Sessions is an honorable man. I think that he's doing a great job, and I know that as particular HBCUs, he's been a strong proponent of them. Many of them come from the South, and I know he represents them. And so I believe that he's going to be someone who's going to be confirmed. And we can go back and look at everyone's history. I'm sure the person sitting next to me on this program has said some things that he would regret. But we have to look forward.
I think it's shameful that any African American would support this man to be Attorney General. It is
Sir, you
shameful.
don't know why. You know what? I don't question your allegiance to the people that you support. I will tell you why I support Mr. Trump, who's the president-elect, because I think he's going to do good things for this country, and particularly good things for my community.
How do you feel when...
All right, gentlemen, we're done. We're done. I appreciate both your voices. I am still, the more I've sat here and listened to the fact that somebody used the N-word on this show, it is not okay. It is not okay, Charles Kaiser. I respect you. I enjoy having you on as a guest, but not okay.
I'm going to do my best to not be a dick in this segment, though it might be a little bit difficult. So, understand what went down there. So, again, the white guy, his name is Charles Kaiser, and he's as liberal as it gets. He wrote a book about a brave family escaping Nazi Germany or something like that. So, and you heard from his opinions there. He's massively liberal. In fact, he said some things that I thought were even unfair to Trump when Trump said, "Oh, raise your hand and give us a pledge that you're going to vote for us." And he said, "Oh, he asked them to give the Nazi salute." He didn't ask them to give the Nazi salute. He said, "Raise your hand and give a pledge." Now you could say the pledge in and of itself is bad enough, but it's unfair and mischaracterize it to say, "Oh, he asked for people to give the Nazi salute." So, but he's a big time liberal. You can tell by the shit he said. And so he goes through a bunch of the stuff there because Trump disavowed this alt-right movement. To his credit, he did that because the alt-right, they had a conference and they were just neo-Nazis. They were literally giving the Nazi salute and they were saying Hail Victory, which is Sieg Heil. So Trump denounces them. So this guy goes out there and says, okay, that's good, but I mean, dude, come on, you made your bed and now you're sleeping in it. You retweeted a white genocide account with fake statistics about black people killing white people. You did that during the campaign. You selected Mike Pence as your VP, an extreme Christian supremacist. I mean, his track record is abysmal on this stuff. It's insane. Jeff Sessions for Attorney General. Guys, Jeff Sessions went after a white civil rights attorney and called him a traitor to his race. What? White civil rights attorney, traitor to his race. He made a joke about the KKK. He was like, I thought they were good guys until I found out that some of them smoke marijuana. So he's just kind of overtly sympathetic. When you go after a white civil rights attorney for being a traitor to his race, there's no question I mean, you are deeply, deeply bigoted. So, horrible appointment. He also said good people don't smoke marijuana, but that's a different topic. So Trump picks this guy, and his argument is, look, man, if you really want us to think you're not racist, not bigoted, and you really disagree with this alt-right, don't appoint all these shitty people and don't retweet white genocide accounts, and don't appoint Steve Bannon, who has a history of using anti-Semitic headlines and stuff. He's saying, don't do all that. Now, in the middle of that conversation, he used the N-word. He used it because in context, he was talking about that Steve Bannon uses it. And he's saying, this is why you shouldn't appoint him. He's a fucking loathsome character, and he says shit like this. Fucking, the wheels came off the conversation. Brooke Ball was like, excuse me? Did you just use that word on my program? He didn't come on there and start calling people the N-word. He used it to describe and explain Steve Bannon uses it, and he should be nowhere near power. But no, Brooke Baldwin flips it. The black conservative guest flips it. I'm offended that you used that word. Now, at the end there, you see Brooke Baldwin, she gets like kind of visibly emotional. She's like, that's not okay that you used that word on my show. This is classic missing the forest through the trees thinking. Because instead of being mad at the black conservative guest who is defending Jeff Sessions' appointment to Attorney General, when Jeff Sessions said a white civil rights attorney was a traitor to his race, he's sympathetic to the KKK. He says good people don't smoke marijuana. He's an insanely backwards character. Instead of being mad at the black conservative for supporting bigots, she goes, the white liberal used the N-word in context to explain somebody else who says it. Therefore, he's the bad guy. And I'm not going to hold the person accountable who needs to be held accountable. Who are the fucking people who are defending Jeff Sessions? So this is the problem, man. This is PC liberal outrage that misses all substance. You miss the entire substance of the conversation. The guy got a pass for being okay with Jeff Sessions as Attorney General. But the guy who used the N-word to explain somebody else using it in context, not out of any vitriol or hater because he was saying it, that guy's the enemy. So the liberal on the panel, he's the problem. The conservative who wants to back Jeff fucking Sessions, who's going to roll the clock back on civil rights even further and is going to ignore hate crimes because he's responsible as Attorney General to prosecute hate crimes, that guy's cool. This reminds me of the story we did yesterday. Jake Tapper was off from his show. Sorry, I know I look weird here scratching my chin. Jake Tapper, whose name sounds like a porn star, I know, CNN host, he was off from his show. And there was a banner at the bottom of the screen. So the guest host was talking, and the banner at the bottom of the screen said, alt-right leader questions if Jews are people. Now, people were tweeting at Jake Tapper saying, this is your show. I hope you're proud. Now, Jake Tapper was like, I agree, that's totally unacceptable, and I'm not okay with that. Well, hold on. So they're mad about the framing of the banner and the fact that the banner's on CNN. When the banner is just describing what Richard Spencer, the alt-right leader, was saying. Why would you not focus your anger at fucking Richard Spencer for saying it? Why aren't you mad at the alt-right people for expressing that sentiment? No, they have to be mad at the probably liberal person who made the banner that says, alt-right leader questions if Jews are human. Like, they're mad at the banner, and they're mad at Jake Tapper, and Jake Tapper's mad at his staff. How dare you accurately say what the alt-right and Richard Spencer were saying? But this is what I'm talking about. The left is eating itself with its PC outrage. Be mad at fucking Richard Spencer for being anti-Semitic, for making grotesque, disgusting arguments. Don't get mad at the liberals who are relaying the message of Richard Spencer, who are saying, this is what he's saying. I can't believe you accurately quoted him and used something offensive in that. Guys, it looks like we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose in 4 years again to Donald Trump. That's what it looks like. I'm just being honest with you. That's what it looks like. Because this is, it's a joke. Like, I look at this and I'm like, seriously? It's like Brooke Baldwin it's like a balloon floated in the corner. She's like, balloon, follow the balloon. Oh, white guy said the N-word, but he was describing somebody else saying it and talking about how it's bad. I don't care. He used the N-word. Shut down the conversation. Now I agree with the black conservative. Spare me. I can't take this PC outrage nonsense.